Story appears ordinary until you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Hello and thank you for joining us on CoreTV News this hour. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. Our security sources confirmed to CoreTV News in Abuja that the authorities are investigating the alleged killing of Boko Haram leader Abubakar Shekau in battle. Reports have filtered out from Borno State at the weekend that one of the corpses recovered during one of the battles for Kodunga looked like the Boko Haram leader. But a senior security personnel who doesn't want to be identified has now acknowledged that a top insurgent commander was shot and killed at Kodunga on the outskirts of Maiduguri. He added that the features of the terror leader are being compared with the recovered corpse to determine whether he is the same that had been appearing on videos. The Department of State Security had always insisted that the Shekau seen in recent video is an imposter. It claimed that the real Shekau was mortally wounded in battle at least 1 year ago. President Goodluck Jonathan has traveled to New York in the United States of America to attend the 69th session of the United Nations General Assembly. Presidential spokesperson Ruben Abati disclosed this in a statement, saying that the president will return to the country on Thursday after a brief and private stopover in London. While in New York, Jonathan will attend receptions hosted by President Barack Obama of the United States and the Secretary General of the United Nations, Ban Ki-moon. The president will also address the United Nations Security Council high-level session on threats to international peace and security caused by terrorist acts. Jonathan is also scheduled to hold bilateral talks with Ban Ki-moon and the British Prime Minister, David Cameron. Lagos State Governor Babatunde Fashola has declared October 8 as the new date for schools resumption in Lagos State. Fashola implored heads of schools to use the September 22 resumption date to commence inspection of the Ebola relief facilities in a bid to ensure a safe environment for students' arrival in schools. Omotayo, what's that?
Keenly and patiently seated are teachers of all public schools in Lagos State. The question in their minds which informed the gathering is whether schools will resume on September 22 or not. Before the declaration of the new resumption date, the Nigerian Union of Teachers had advocated for proper preventive measures before schools are reopened.
Then the question everybody wants to ask is, are we ready to resume? The answer cannot be quickly said, because we have to look into what are those things that have been said by the federal government. Are they on ground in their good quantity? If they are, for anybody who is a professional in education, will know that a day that is lost in school system will take the teacher another 2 days to cover up. Teachers will always be at the receiving end.
Governor Fashola gave reasons why the government have to change the resumption dates.
The school opens tomorrow, but for the purpose of preparing the schools, tidying up loose ends, and then instead of having them come in and then break up for Eid, we let the Eid period run, and we start full blast immediately after the Eid. That's the position my colleagues and I have worked through all night, and I'm sure that this is perhaps what you're likely to see across the schools going forward.
The teachers thanked the government for agreeing to proper preventive measures against the dreaded Ebola virus.
I'm very happy to hear that, because when they go to school tomorrow, I can see the feelings of the teachers that they are not happy. Even the material they said is not even circulated to the all schools. So it is very good program and it's a laudable one.
When I get to school, I will check the things that we have not gotten. Then we will put them down and wait for the people concerned to come and give me.
I want to implore officials in Lagos State to actually fall in line and understand our plight to get to school and get the schools ready for resumption on the 8th.
Now that the government and teachers in Lagos have come to an agreement on the resumption date, it is expected that all parties involved will ensure that the standard of teaching in schools is maintained. Omotayo Alo, CoreTV News, Lagos.
In Kwara State, Chairman of the Nigerian Union of Teachers, Musa Abubakar, said teachers in the state would not resume on September 22. He stated that government had not made enough provisions to protect teachers, students and pupils from contracting the Ebola virus. However, the State Commissioner for Education, Saka Onimago, had directed all schools to resume by September 22. He had also directed schools in the state to provide basic hygiene materials like washing bowls, soap and towels. But Musa said the unions appealed to government to use qualified health personnel to train teachers to forestall the outbreak of Ebola virus disease had not been heeded, adding that the government had not provided hand sanitizers and infrared thermometers as the teachers demanded. A public affairs analyst, Michael Ajayi, has called on government at all levels to be more transparent to win the trust of its people. Speaking on a flagship program called Digest, Ajayi attributed the controversy on the school's resumption date on the inability of the populace to trust government.
The level of trust between the government and the governed is world apart. That today people find it difficult believing their governments. And it's not just a thing that has to do with Ebola alone, but, you know, over the years, the government will promise heaven and earth, and the final analysis, you won't get to see anything.
Okay.
I advised the federal government to see the outbreak of Ebola as a wake-up call on how to tackle several other infectious diseases.
Some people will have turned this Ebola issue to ATM, where they'll make billions of naira. And it's not about the safety of citizenry, but about the safety of their bank account or whatever. So those are the issues. It's not just about, it's not a straightforward thing. Not a straightforward thing. Of course, it shouldn't be difficult. What is he doing? Traveling around? Yes. By now, I believe that the Federal Ministry of Health ought to have come out with a straight, clear-cut programs.
The son of Nigeria's First Republic Prime Minister Abdul Tafawa Balewa says he will contest the 2015 general election on the platform of the People's Democratic Party. The presidential election. Tafawa Balewa condemned plots by the national leadership of the party to demoralize all the presidential aspirants by adopting President Goodluck Jonathan as the sole presidential candidate of the party. He added that he would not be intimidated with such decision, saying that such endorsement was undemocratic. He said the greater majority of Nigerians have been yearning for a leadership capable of fulfilling their high expectations and aspirations. He asked Nigerians to listen to facts and that they should not be carried away with the party's decision. He promised to make Nigeria an industrialized country. Tafawa Balewa said this administration will ensure zero unemployment, better education, maximum security, and increased power supply. The People's Democratic Party says it will embark on a national tour. The information was disclosed at a press briefing by National Publicity Secretary of the party, Ulisa Meto. Meto says the tour will enable the party showcase the achievements of the party in all the states of the Federation since the return of democracy in 1999. And ahead of the 2015 general elections, more members of the People's Democratic Party are increasingly confident of the party's chances in the Southwest. Now, they readily point to the total votes recorded in recent gubernatorial elections in Ekiti and Osun states to justify their claim.
If you have followed the historical trajectories of Oyo State and its politics, you would come to the very simple conclusion that the present administrations, not only was it ill-prepared, there certainly had been no consistent policy or its implementation towards the people. That gives a very major gap. And today you can look at the fiscal arrangement of the APC government in Oyo State and see, the skew between the current and the capital ratio. That is how much money daily is available to funnel into those projects. It was under my humble leadership that at the touch of a button, you are able to say, in Itesiwaju local government, you had 20 malaria cases last month, or you had 150 diarrhea diseases, such that the minimal resources that is available can be targeted, funneled to the areas that is most needed. And therefore, Oyo State became the template for the entire Nigeria. Many, many achievements during my tenure as Commissioner for Health. For instance, the childhood killer disease, we met at immunization rate of 13%. By the time I was leaving office, and you can confirm from UNICEF, immunization rate for your state was at 97% coverage.
The youth arm of the All Progressives Congress, APC, known as the All Progressives Youths, has called on all the presidential aspirants in the party to remain focused and committed to the party's success in 2015. Led by its national president Oluwaseyi Bamgbade, he made the call during the inauguration of its 36 state coordinators in Abuja. The group called on presidential aspirants, including former military head of state Muhammad Buhari, Atiku Abubakar, Rabi Kwankwaso, and all other aspirants to remain focused and work together so that the party can defeat the People's Democratic Party in the forthcoming general election. The group says with a strong unity of purpose, the APC will easily defeat PDP in the 2015 elections. You're watching CoreTV News on the Hour. We'll bring you more stories after this break. Stay with us.
There is an Ebola virus epidemic in some West African countries. The Nigerian government wants you to be aware and watch out against the spread of Ebola in your community. Help keep our country safe and watch out for severe cases of fever, headaches, diarrhea, chest and abdominal pain, sore throat, cough, red eyes, and bleeding from the eyes, ears, and nose, especially when these symptoms are found in persons coming into Nigeria from other West African countries. Protect yourself. Wash your hands regularly with soap and running water, or use a hand sanitizer. Avoid contact with the blood, urine, feces, or saliva of animals like bats, monkeys, gorillas, chimpanzees, or infected persons. The Ebola virus is deadly. Don't catch it. Don't spread it. This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information.
Welcome back. Chief Justice of Nigeria Aluma Mukhtar has sworn in 17 new senior advocates of Nigeria. They made the cut after clearance from the Legal Practitioners Privileges Committee from a list of 132 applicants. Mukhtar sworn in the new sons at a special Supreme Court session to mark the beginning of 2014-2015 legal year. She urged them to maintain discipline and ethical standards at the bar. Mukhtar also decried inefficiency in the judiciary, which she blamed for the high rate of prisoners awaiting trial in the country. The Election Petition Tribunal sitting in Osogbo has received the reply of the All Progressives Congress to the petition written by the People's Democratic Party candidates for the August 9 governorship election. The All Progressives Congress, through its counsel Kunle Adegoke, says the party has 600 witnesses to counter the claim of Omishore that the election was not free and fair.
We started filing our reply, our defense in the general parlance to the petition filed by Ijiola Omishore, and we are filing on behalf of the second respondent, which is All Progressives Congress. So we started filing yesterday. We have filed the reply. However, it is required that all the witness statements must be front-loaded, that this must go in together with the reply. just like the petitioner must equally do. We have about 600 witnesses that we have filed, that we have prepared their witness statements, so to counter the allegations of the petitioners.
EC in its reply asks the tribunal to compel the People's Democratic Party and Omisore to pay what it describes as punitive cost, among other priors.
What we are simply saying is that the tribunal should dismiss the petition as being baseless, frivolous, vexatious, and that it constitutes nothing but simple abuse of court process. And we are simply saying too, in addition, we are saying that there must be punitive costs to be awarded against the petitioners, because when you come to court to waste the time of the court, you must be ready to pay costs. In fact, for wasting our own time too, they must be ready to pay costs. So we are equally demanding that punitive costs, should be awarded in our favor against them.
The police authorities say the ban on roadblocks and checkpoints have not been lifted in any part of the country. Acting Inspector General of Police Sulaiman Abba has directed police commands that the older ban on roadblocks is still in force. Police spokesman Emmanuel Ojukwu said in a statement that the directive has since been sent to all commands and formations. Abba was quoted to have warned that all semblances of police roadblocks and permanent checkpoints which are re-emerging in some parts of southern Nigeria should immediately be dismantled. The IG described the trend as a serious violation of subsistent order and warned that severe sanctions await anyone who violates the order. He has, however, ordered extensive visibility patrol and effective surveillance on roads. Former Commissioner for Health in Lagos State, Leke Ekpiton, says the best prevention for breast cancer is early detection. He says the scourge of breast cancer can be tackled adequately if awareness campaign is taken seriously. Omatayualo was there.
Breast cancer survival strategies was the subject of discussion at the 2014 Radiology Faculty Day celebrations. Guest lecturer Millicent Obajimi says lifestyle and diet plays a major role in increasing the risk of breast cancer. She advocated for research in discovering the origin of breast cancer among Africans.
Right now, we still need many more centers to have people to be trained. I have gone around a few places to train both the radiologists in particular on how to go about the current or global trend in imaging the breast. And until we standardize that across the nation, sometimes some people may miss the disease and then it ends up in late presentation.
Chairman of the occasion, Ambrose Ojiakon, faculty chairman of radiology at DBC Adeyinka, commented on the associating factors surrounding breast cancer while emphasizing the importance of prevention.
The hallmark of success in this area is still prevention, and everyone attests to that. Another very important thing and takeaway here is that radiology is beginning to play a very important role in the treatment, diagnosis and treatment of breast cancers.
Within the constraints of resources that are available, there's a great need for support therapy, dealing with more efficient palliation group support for patients and their families, more communication, access to funding, including mechanisms that allow patients to get adequate care, even if only for pay.
Former Commissioner of Health in Lagos State, Leke Ekpiton, commended the efforts of the government in containing the Ebola virus disease while calling for an evaluation of the country's health policy for prompt response to rising health issues.
If the awareness is high, very high, you'll find that even a little scratch on your breast, you raise alarm. Even that the breast is getting itchy. You haven't even noticed a lump. You haven't even noticed that it's getting itchy on and off. You raise alarm. That's awareness. Okay? With that, almost every cancer gets nipped in the bud as early as yesterday.
Experts say majority of women diagnosed with breast cancer in developing countries do not survive because it is often detected late, calling for more awareness campaign. Omotayo Alo, CoreTV News, Lagos.
And outside Nigeria, former British Prime Minister Tony Blair says President Barack Obama is absolutely right to take on ISIS, but area campaigns won't be enough to do it. Blair hinted that Western ground troops may be needed in the fight. He added that the leadership both in the United States and elsewhere will make sure that whatever is necessary is done to defeat ISIS. Blair says there will be a need to hit ISIS not simply through an area campaign, but also on the ground. He questioned the ability of the people if they are supported locally to do their jobs, or Europe will have to supplement their effort. I believe that wraps it this hour on CoreTV News. Join us again at the top of the hour for more. I'm Nifemi Okuntoye. Thanks for being there.